สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We'll have Rajat from Delhi, our first participant tonight. Rajat, how are you?
I'm very well, Ajaan. Very good to see you.
Any question tonight?
Yes,
Go ahead.
I tried chanting the Satipatthana Sutta, the English text, and it took me more than 1 hour. And it's very helpful to help me meditate. But
Yes.
Yeah, it's
You can condense some of the repetition if you like. Sometimes when talking about something, you have to repeat 5 times or something like that. You can condense it into one. But it's up to you. If you like to repeat the repetition, that's fine. The purpose is not to finish as soon as possible. The purpose is to calm your mind, keep your mind busy doing chanting rather than thinking about other things. Then you should, after you finish chanting, you should continue meditating by watching your breath at the tip of your nose. See how long you can continue on with your practice.
it's very useful to read the Satipatthana Sutta before the meditation sitting. This is like ever since I spoke to you regarding this. This is the first time that I'm doing this before the sitting. And so it's been very, very helpful. And it's also explaining and integrating all the different teachings together and how it is leading to enlightenment. So I think from the Pariyatti point of view, it's been very helpful to do this.
Yes, so you can get a clear picture of what you need to do, what you have to do.
Yes, Ajahn.
First, you need to develop mindfulness, and then you have to meditate using anapanasati to get you into jhana. And after you have mastered your jhana, then you want to study the nature of the body first, in order for you to let go of your cravings or attachment to your body. And then you study the nature of feelings and the nature of the mental states. This is what you have to do in order for you to be able to get rid of all your dukkha or suffering.
Yes, Ajahn.
Anything else?
Yes, one more question. I was reading your talk, one of your talks. It was to lay people in India, and you mentioned a practitioner who was a lay person whose head was shaven and he was wearing white and living in a monastery, and he was helping the monks, and he was also meditating there. And I would like to ask, as lay people living in the everyday world, how can we optimize our practice? I know you've said earlier that we can't progress as much as we could if we were monks, but as lay people, how can we optimize the time that we have?
Well, the essence is to have as much time as possible for your practice. So you have to give up your other non-essential activities. Only do what is essential in order to maintain your livelihood. And then take all the time that you use for entertainment and anything for your practice instead. So, and the goal also, the important thing is to be able to develop mindfulness all the time, which is not easy in a lay person's life, in which you have to engage with people and things. And this will not be easy to not thinking about them when you engage with them.
Yes, Ajahn, that is not easy at all. Keeping mindfulness, sometimes I find that I've spent the entire day and, not taken my mind back to my breath or my sensations, in my everyday actions. And sometimes, but I keep trying. When I go for my walks or, when I'm doing things in the kitchen or somewhere else.
Yes, ideally is to try to be alone and not do any work that requires your thinking. You might have to do it on your day off from work, and maybe go to stay in a monastery temporarily, a couple of days or something. This will help you practice.
Yes, Ajahn.
Otherwise, if you have to live at home and go to work, then you're limited to how much time you have for your practice, and the environment is not as conducive as if you would go live in a monastery.
Yes, there are continual demands and disturbances.
So you have to, if you want to have more time for your practice, you have to do some planning and try to get as much time for your practice as much as possible. If you don't plan, you don't set up schedules, then you might not be able to do it, because your defilement will always find some reason or excuse for you not to practice. Find something for you to do instead.
Yes, Ajahn.
But if you set up schedules, then if you stick to it, then your defilement cannot find excuses. So this is something you have to do some planning, how you want to utilize your time for your practice. Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, Ajahn, I think what you've just suggested to me, are things that I would like to work with now.
Yes, because you need the practice in order to get the result. You cannot get result by just thinking or studying or reading books alone. You have to put in the effort to stop your mind from running all around, running all over the place. You have to still your mind. Okay?
Yes, Ajahn.
All right. I'll go to Felicia Chan. She just changed her outlook, her appearance. What happened? Somebody forced you to shave your head?
Ajahn, no, I lazy to cut.
I see.
Now I got time to cut. Actually, I want to cut very long time already. I lazy to cut.
How do you feel?
Very good.
You don't feel
Yeah.
attached. You don't feel attached to your hair.
No, so relaxed. No need to take care.
Uh,
No hair fall. Very easy to clean up. I like it.
one less responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, want to cut quite some time. Very lazy to take care. Very lazy to cut.
Yeah.
Okay. Today I don't have any question. Thank you, Ajahn.
Next time you should only eat once a day. You're eating once a day now.
I hope quite some time 8%. Now still 1 meal 1 day. 1 day 1 meal. No need
Yeah.
cook.
No need to
Now
eat so many times.
cannot if 1 day can no need to eat, is very good. But now still 1 day 1 meal.
Okay, good.
No need to eat. Is very happy.
Yeah.
Eating is a waste time. Cooking is a waste time. Everything is a waste time.
Yes, everything is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Except practicing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, keep it up.
Sure. Thank
Okay.
you.
Next, Jati from Thailand. Jati, what are you doing?
Good evening for Ajahn. Today I would like to send my homework, the 32 parts of our body.
In
I cannot,
English?
yes, I cannot remember it very well, so I need to read it on a sheet of paper.
Okay, but eventually you have to memorize it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bone, bone marrow, kidneys, heart, liver, diaphragm, spleen, lungs, large intestine, small intestine, stomach, feces, brain, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, saliva, mucus, oil of the joints, urine. Urine, oil of the joints, mucus, saliva, grease, tears, fat, sweat, blood, pus, phlegm, bile, brain, feces, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, lungs, spleen, diaphragm, liver, heart, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, sinews, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, body hair, head hair.
Okay, which is better for you, in Thai or in English?
In Thai.
In Thai.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. You're making good effort.
Thank you.
Next time, try to memorize it so you don't have to read it.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. How come your brother doesn't want to join you?
I don't know.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for Ajahn.
You're welcome. Go to Titima, also from Bangkok.
การนมัสการค่ะอาจารย์ don't have any question ค่ะ
Okay. Alvin from Malaysia.
Good evening, Canada. I don't have any question. Happy to just listen.
Okay. Natalie Richardson. Where are you from? I forgot.
Hello, Pattaya เจ้าค่ะ
Pattaya. Okay.
Yes, I got no question. I just come to listen the
Okay.
Dhamma.
Good.
กับสาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Go to Nigel from Singapore or Hong Kong. I'm not sure which.
I'm from Hong Kong, Ajahn.
Okay.
before I listen to your advice and try to chant recite Buddha in my mind, but now I changed another mantra, which is may you be happy, and in Chinese, and so um, and so I think because besides getting concentration from reciting this mantra, I also want to get the results or advantages of radiating metta. So recently I know a lay person who has got the eight meditative attainment, the eight samadhi. So he shared a method which is conducive in getting into jhana, which is when after we have gone into the assessed concentration, then he taught us to concentrate on any pleasant feeling. For example, the feeling of pleasant feeling of our body, or on the chest area, or on the shoulder, something like that. Or yes, so the pleasant feeling. Concentrate on the pleasant feeling, and then once we focus on the pleasant feeling, then more rapture and joy will arise in our mind. So by focusing on the pleasant feeling, and eventually the happiness will enlarge, and eventually we can get into jhana. Do Ajahn has any comment on this method? Is it possible?
Well, you have to find out for yourself.
Okay.
Like eating, if you don't eat, you don't know whether you get full or not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, don't need to ask me. You have to try it yourself and find out.
I've tried this method for some time. Sometimes when I've gone to a certain level of concentration, then I will use his method. And then sometimes some intense rapture will arise, but sometimes no. So that's my case.
Okay, is that all? Anything else?
Any more tips to entering jhana?
Well, just mindfulness.
Okay.
The more mindfulness you have, the more continuous. You should have it all the time. Then it will be easy for you to enter into jhana.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. We well. I don't have any questions tonight. Glad to be listening in.
Okay. Claudia from Switzerland.
Good afternoon from Switzerland, Tana-chan. So far, I have no questions. I enjoy having a lot of time for myself, doing more meditation and translating Tana-chan's wonderful biography. So currently, yes. I feel very blessed.
Good. Spend as much time as possible for your practice.
Yeah.
Other thing, you can only do it when you really have to, but otherwise, do more practice.
Yes.
Okay, good. Celia from Peru. Celia.
Oh, hello, Prajan. I continue practicing. So far, so good. So yeah, I don't have any questions today. Okay. Thank you very much. Hope you're well.
Thank you. Jordan and his dad, Trevor. Hi, you're both together.
Yeah, hello, Tana-chan. Nice to see you again. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. My dad is back from Nova Scotia, and so we thought we'd come together today to the meeting. I've been busy working the last couple of weeks, so that's why I haven't been here, but I've listened to all the ones I've missed.
So how was your experience at Ajahn Dek's monastery?
it was really beautiful place, and by the end of the 2 weeks there, I was feeling quite at home, and starting to feel more comfortable with the people and the routine there.
You find him calm from your stay?
I was thinking a lot about planning and trying to sort of get as much information as I could to help in the decision of where I should ordain. So I think if I was there and committed to being there, it would be a good environment to practice and calm my mind.
Is it possible for you to ordain there if you wanted to?
Ajahn Dick made it sound like if I went there and stayed long term, like stayed for maybe a few months, and everything was going well, and I was getting along with everyone, it felt like a good fit, then possibly I could ordain there.
Good. Yeah. So you have one option already available to you.
Yes, I have one option. In my heart, I know you told me before that you thought that was a good idea to go there, and part of me still wants to is sort of stuck on this idea of being able to practice and ordain in Thailand, because I feel like the culture in Thailand would be supportive to be in a where the lay people are understand
Yes.
what it is to be a monk.
Yes, that'd be nice if you can make it in Thailand, but you have to go through quite a few hurdles, So if you find the right monastery and they accept you, then you can probably ordain in Thailand. Have you tried Wat Pananachat yet, the international monastery?
I spent a week there when I was in Thailand last winter, and I was hoping that I could find a monastery that was in the lineage of Langta Mahabua.
Right.
I just don't know. I'm hoping that Ajahn Dick will get back to me with some monasteries and teachers that I can look into in Thailand, and I was hoping to ask you about them when I received that list.
Okay.
So, but I understand that it's difficult or not possible maybe for foreigners to ordain at Wat Yan at the moment. Is that still the way it is, or?
Yes, but you can stay temporarily.
Okay, well, that's good to know, and I'd love to come back and I'll let you know when I decide whether I'm going to give it a go in Thailand or stay at.
Yeah, you just have to weigh all your options and find the best one for you.
I'm hoping to make that decision by the end of this year, and be.
Good. What about Trevor? You got anything to say?
It's good to see you again, Prajat. I'm back in the noisy city, and left the boat behind. It's all wrapped up for the winter. I managed to get it in the water briefly at the end of my sojourn out there, and it's ready for when I retire to go off and explore a bit. But I'm coming back. It's been fabulous to be with my son. we're here and we're doing lots of things together, and he makes me meditate, which is good, and we've been talking about the Dhamma, and I'm glad that we're able to sit together this morning and be here with you.
Good. It's good to attend a Dhamma meeting. You can learn something every time you join.
I listened to some of the meetings I missed, but I still have some catching up to do.
Yes. Okay. Anything else?
No,
Okay.
no questions this morning. Thank you, Dan. Thank you,
Okay.
Ajaan.
I'll go to Ramya from New Zealand. I see Anura also down below, on the screen down below. You're in two different places, no?
Good morning. Yeah, I have no questions today. I'm happy to listen.
Just listen, okay. Go to Ubeka, Alfredo from Brazil, Sao Paulo.
Hi, Bante.
Did you attend last week? I didn't see you last week. Did you?
No, last week here had a big rain.
Big rain.
Yes,
I see.
big. The trees falls.
Mm.
The light get off for six days. No light here.
No electricity. I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Very big storm.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's okay. The electricity.
Okay.
Now it's okay. But
and how are you? How are you?
I'm okay.
Mm.
Okay. Next week I do a surgery. I will do a surgery.
Surgery.
Yes, operation.
I see. Okay.
In medical hospital.
Mm. I hope it's a success.
Yes, thanks.
Okay.
And it's not so good to be alone after the surgery, but I will be.
The Buddha said you have to rely on yourself, be your own refuge.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, my practice is okay. Meditation.
Mm.
I don't think about the word more retire.
Mm. Okay. Good. See you again next week.
Yes.
All right.
Very hot in Brazil.
Very hot now. I see. What's the temperature now? What's the temperature?
More 30.
30. I see.
More 30. Very hot.
Okay.
The sense of pleasure is better, ne, Bante, in hot.
I don't know. You have to ask the doctor.
Buddhism is better in cold, ne, Bante? Himalaya. Tibetan people's practicing cold. In cold is more good to samadhi, Bante.
It depends.
It's the same, né?
Some people like it hot and some people like it cold. So
yes. Cold is hot is cool too, né? Hot is the mind is close, né? But in hot.
Yeah. It's good when it's not too hot and not too cold. That's the best.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Bhante, thanks.
Next, Aparajita from Dubai.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Yes, good evening to you.
I'm just here listening as well, so thank you.
Okay. Go to Bangkok, B. Ravin.
Good evening to you, Prajan. I just would like to update my progress on meditation. I think last time I asked about the objects of meditation, and Prajan, you suggested that I try out different ones for certain situations. So I tried that and I found it was very useful because different situation and I applied different objects, it helped to calm the mind more. So yeah, I just wanted to say it's very useful.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never tried it before. I only used to focus on the breath only. But now that I'm trying a few others, I think it helps for some situations to calm my mind.
Yeah, they are like antidotes to your illness, your mental illness. So you have to use the right type of antidote to fix the mind, to calm the mind down.
Yes, I find that I also found that trying to develop mindfulness before beginning meditation also helped. It helped me to calm my mind easier than just jumping straight in and trying to meditate. So
That's
is that why
right.
you
need mindfulness to calm your mind. So when you don't have mindfulness and when you're starting meditating, you'll find it difficult to calm your mind. But if you prepare yourself with mindfulness ahead of time, then when you meditate, you'll find it easier for you to calm your mind. Okay?
Yes.
But basically, if your mind has no issues, then you stick to the breathing as your meditation object. But if you have some issue, anger, then you have to use something to stop your anger. If you have sexual desire, then you have to use asubha to stop you. But otherwise, if there's no issue, then you use either Buddha or you can use the breath. Or for some people, if they find that the mindfulness is not strong enough to watch the breath or recite Buddha, then they might have to recite or do some chanting first, or recite the Dhamma discourse by the Buddha. Or some people use listening to Dhammatalk first to calm their mind down until they are able to watch the breath. And this switch, turn off the Dhammatalk and focus on the breath.
So the reason monks do chanting is to calm their mind and prep for meditation.
Yes, basically that's what it is. But originally they chant because they want to preserve the Buddha's teaching. Because during those times there was no recording devices. So in order to preserve the Buddha's teaching, all monks have to recite, to memorize discourses by the Buddha. And also teach them the teaching themselves. The more they recite, then the more they will remember and understand. And then they can use it in their practice, to use it in their practice. Because you have to know the right way of practicing. If you don't know the right way, you practice in the wrong way, then you won't get any result. So during the Buddha's time, chanting or reciting the Buddha's teaching is one it has two purposes. One is to actually first to preserve the teaching of the Buddha, second to study the teaching of the Buddha, and thirdly to develop mindfulness, to stop your mind from thinking aimlessly about something, some other thing. Okay.
Yes, Prajan. I will continue to try. I think it's good to have some tools to help out, and it really does help. So I will try them out.
Because someday you might find it difficult to watch your breath or recite the mantra, then maybe you should recite the discourse that you remember, that you memorize, like the four foundations of mindfulness. You should commit that into memory. It's a good discourse to remember. It can give you the right instruction for practice and also a way of calming your mind.
Mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of the mind, mindfulness of the
No, you recite the whole sutta.
the whole sutta.
Yeah. Go read the sutta and then recite it from start to finish. This will take a lot of time, and you won't have time to go think aimlessly.
I find sometimes, yes, Prajan.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I find sometimes using the four Brahma Viharas also helps to calm the mind. Using metta or using ubeka, it helps to let go as well.
Okay, whatever method you use, if it can calm your mind, it's the right method for you. Okay.
Yeah, Prajan, I'll check out the four foundation of mindfulness.
Yes. Okay, Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Prajan. I'm just listening in tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gok Singh, also from Singapore.
Yeah, good evening, Prajan. So now I have two questions on meditation and one on dana. The first question on meditation. Sometimes I have this struggle whether to watch the news over the TV or not, and the reason is because I do find that sometimes when watching the news, it may disturb my meditation because it, for example, some of the happenings around the world, and then it makes me upset. But on the other hand, I also have the urge and to know what is happening in Singapore and the rest of the world, so that I will not be a block in the well. So there is this struggle of wanting to know the update of the current affairs of the world, and at the same time, not wanting too much of all these external news around the world to disturb my meditation. So may Ajaan give me some advice about this?
Well, you just have to think of the benefit that you get from them. Which one gives you the right type of benefit? You want to have peace of mind, then you don't want to follow the world's event, because following the world event will make your mind restless and agitated. So you have to decide which one you want.
Okay. Okay, I think it's very obvious. I want the peace of mind. Would not want to follow all the happenings around the world. My second question is regarding mindfulness outside the meditation, the formal meditation setting. So, Prajan, you have always advised me to be mindful before meditation and after meditation. So this morning when I was buying groceries. So there were 2 lifts at my flats there. So when I take the lift down, and then after that, when I returned, then I was thinking, which lift did I took earlier when I go down from the flats? So I was thinking, so is this a case of being not mindful of which lift am I taking? And I was thinking, do I, for mindfulness of my body, do I need to know even which lift I am taking? Yeah, from the lift lobby.
Yes, you have to know everything that you do.
Okay. Yeah. My last questions regarding Dana. Last week, Prajan, you were mentioning about when we give donations. So the merits that we are getting will depends on the amount of money that we are donating. And I was thinking, what about for those people who are poor, they will not be able to give so much money, and for those who are rich, they will be able to give more. So does it mean that those people who are very well off, they donate more money and therefore they will gain more merits compared with less for those people who are not so rich, they may not be able to give so much and therefore they will get less merits compared with the wealthy people?
No, that's not the case. It's not the amount that you measure the merit. It's the proportion of wealth that you give. If you have 1 million, if you give 50%, you have to give 500,000. If you have 1,000, you only give 500, and you get the same merit. So to be poor, you get better. You get better for less.
Okay, yeah. So now I understood that is the more of the proportion.
Yes, proportion of your wealth that you give up.
Okay, that's very clear. Yeah. Thank you, Prajan.
Okay. Next, Kafai Lim.
Good day to you, Ajaan.
Hi,
I have no question today, just listening.
Okay, Pirali, are you Machi? Are you Buddhist nun?
Good evening, Ajaan. I joined your meeting previously, but I have been absent for almost 3 weeks. I'm not a nun, I'm just practicing at home.
I see.
Yeah. But I plan to be a nun probably next year.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, this is just me practicing how to shave my hair.
Good.
Today I have no question, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. Go to Fiona, Charlotte. Fiona from Surabaya.
Yeah, one Ajahn.
How are you?
Yeah, good, Ajahn.
When did you get back to Indonesia?
On Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
Mm.
Do you have any question?
Yeah. I want to ask about the according to Ajahn, how to keep the mind in order to stay in kusala karma.
How to keep the mind in kusala dhamma? You need mindfulness. If you have mindfulness, you can stop the thought, let it think. You can control your thought with mindfulness. Without mindfulness, then your mind will just go think whatever it wants to think.
Mm.
So you have to practice mindfulness, do a lot of mindfulness. Then you will be able to stop the thought that you don't want it to think, and only think about the thought that you want it to think.
Mm.
So practice Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. As soon as you open up your eyes in the morning, when you get up, Bhutto, Bhutto. As you go do your routine, taking a shower, bathing, or brushing your teeth, dressing, eating, keep reciting Bhutto to first to stop your mind from thinking. Then once you can stop your mind, then you can then decide which thinking you will let the mind think. If it's good thought, you let it think. If it's bad thought, then you stop it. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. That's all, huh? Is that a photograph of what Jan in the back here? Or where is it? The background picture.
Yes, Ajahn.
The background picture on your screen is in India, Buddhakaya.
Yes, but I have back to Surabaya. Yes, but I have back to Indonesia.
Okay. All right. Keep on practicing mindfulness, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Go to Belinda from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. No questions.
Okay. Who is next now? I'm sorry. Let me go to.
Scott.
Okay, it's Scott from Bangsaray. Scott.
Good evening, Ajahn. Good to see you. Good to see you on Saturday too. One question. A friend of mine passed away over the weekend. I found out literally after I left. On Saturday. People die every day. People are born every day. I get it. This year, I've had 11 people close to me, not just people I hello in the street, people I broke bread with, spent a lot of my life with, all die in a 9-month period. I noticed the cycle of life, but it's almost like I haven't time to digest or absorb or mourn or grieve one, and then there's another, and then there's another, and there's another. My mum said to me, the older you get, the more you'll go to funerals and less weddings and christenings, because that's the luxury of getting older. It just seems a little bit relentless at the moment. I feel like I need to go away to take stock, but I'm scared to go away in case any more people start dying on me. They're not dying on me. It's not personal, I get that, but it just feels very, very, very heavy at the moment.
Yes, you have to accept the fact that they are like the weather. Sometimes you got lots of rain, sometimes you have less rain. So this is the way things work. Everything that's happening on this earth, the Buddha said, you have to look at them like the weather. It's something not under your control.
I mean, to be quite, if I was speaking to somebody else who's going through a similar experience, I'd suggest something very similar, but because it's happening to me, it's different. Well, it's not, but you know what I mean, because it's obviously the impact is on me. I'm not detached from it. I'm connected to it. It's a lot of grief at the moment. Lots of grief.
The way not to feel sorrowful is to accept the truth. I said that's the way things work in this world.
Sorry.
Thing comes and go, rise and cease. It's under the three characteristics, the three characteristics, the nature of things: impermanent, temporarily, anatta, not under your control, and dukkha. It makes you feel sorrowful when things happen because you are attached to them. If you're not attached to them, then you won't feel any sorrow, any sadness.
And
So
that's not more.
Try not to attach to anything because you know one day you're going to have to lose it.
My wife says that's my humanness.
That's your delusion, not humanness. According to Buddha, this is a lack of wisdom.
Yep, okay, I get that too. I get it too. Thank you. Thank you.
If you have wisdom,
see you Saturday.
If you have wisdom, then you don't feel anything because you know there's nothing you can do about it anyway.
No.
Okay. Next, Anura. How are you? Where are you now today?
Hi, Tangajan. Good evening. Good to see you. I'm in China now.
I see.
So, yeah, I left the last hour just after the last week Zoom meeting. I left to the airport and to Hong Kong and then traveling in China. Yeah. So, yeah, little Dhamma. So I rushed to the hotel just to listen to Dhamma. So it's been very busy and tiring. So I whenever I can, I close my eyes and do mantra Buddha, then I can get more energy. I lose. It's calming me down. So yeah, thank you, Tangaja. Yes, no question. Yeah.
Okay. Don't work too
Okay.
hard. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. People are. I think people are going everywhere. I say, I don't know what we are doing.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, just take care of your mind. Make sure your mind
Yeah.
doesn't become afflicted with
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Thank you, Tangaja. Thank you.
Go to Vancouver, Sweden, Czech.
Greetings, Tanajan.
Hello, Tanajan.
How are you?
Very good.
Good, Tanajan.
Okay.
Tanajan, from the Sutta, Buddha asks us to develop the 5 faculties, and then from 5 faculties turn to 5 powers. Is that?
That's the intensity level. For ordinary beings like us, we only can develop the faculties. But as soon as we become a noble disciple, then our faculty will be on the power mode, on the 100% intensity. So you have to gradually build up your 5 mental faculties, increase it by doing the practice. By studying the teaching of the Buddha will increase your faith in the Buddha, and this will also will push you to do more practice. So you have more exertion and more mindfulness, more samadhi, and more wisdom. So they gradually build up until to the point where you can cut off your fetters. Then you have 100% power. 100% intensity. If you don't have 100% intensity, it's difficult to cut off the fetters. You might be able to cut off some other weaker defilements, but not the fetters. The fetters are a real strong defilement. Your attachment to your body is much stronger than your attachment to other people, right? Or money or wealth. So you need a stronger wisdom, stronger samadhi, in order to for you to be able to cut off your attachment to your body.
Okay. Okay. So once we cut off the feathers, that means it's quite strong.
Then it's not the mental faculty, become mental power.
And it will always be there already.
Yes, it will be on there. And you use this mental power to get rid of all the other fetters.
Okay. And how about the 4 Itipada then?
It's the same thing as the mental quality that you need to push you ahead. First, you have to have the interest or enjoy what you do. This is chanta. Chanta is to develop an interest or enjoyment in what you do. Once you have interest or enjoyment in what you do, then your exertion will come easy. You don't have to push your exertion. By making money, once you start earning money, you find that you have the interest to make more money. So you'll be more diligent. But if you don't get any money from your work, then you feel you don't know why you should be working, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So you have to have the interest or the enjoy making money. People enjoy making money. So they don't mind working all day, workaholic. They become a workaholic because of the reward that they get. Same way, if you start to reap some result from your practice, from Dhamma practice, like jhana, then you'll be more energetic. You'll be more inspired to do the practice. So you need chanta, which means you have to have the enjoyment from doing the practice. And then you will find it easy for you to exert, to do more practice. Because you know what you'll get when you practice. You get more mindfulness, you get more jhana, you get more peace and happiness from your practice. And so your mind will only be concentrated on the practice only, not being diverted by distracted to go do other things. We call citta, chanta, viriya, citta. Vimamsa, your mind will only thinking about doing the practice and not about anything else. So they are similar faculties, but sometimes when the Buddha teaches to different group of people, he might use a little different terminology, but it refers to the same thing. They are path factors. They are part of the Noble Eightfold Path, but spoken in a different style, different way. But it's all about the path. It's all about the path. It's about developing the path. The path factors to get you to become enlightened.
That's why Buddha taught us to develop the faculties, the mental qualities, and then turn them into like the power, meanings like more stabilized.
Develop them to the fullest. Develop them to the fullest. Mental faculty are like young boys or girls, while mental power are like grown up. They can do more work. Grown up can do more work than boys and girls can. When we start with mental faculty. We have some faith, we have some exertion, we have some mindfulness, but we're not getting much samadhi or wisdom yet. So you have to develop, practice more, and then when you get more mindfulness, then you get more samadhi and wisdom. Eventually, when you have enough power, then you can cut off your fetters. Right now, you cannot cut off your fetters. You still feel attached to your body. You might be able to let go of other people's body, but not your own body. It's harder to let go of your own body than other people's body. Other people can die, but not your body. Your body cannot die, right? But if you have strong mental faculty, 100%, then you can let go of your body just as you let go of other people's body. So just keep developing. The key is the mindfulness. Mindfulness will be the one that will push the other to come along. Once you have mindfulness, you will find it easy to get into jhana. And once you have jhana, you'll find it easy to to study the nature of things, to see the three characteristics, to see the Four Noble Truths. So it's always mindfulness. Start with mindfulness. When you read, you begin with ABC. When you meditate, you begin with mindfulness.
So, when we develop mindfulness, that means we need to use the four Itipada as well, right? Like, the quality help us to develop just one factor, and then from one factors to jhana, and then to wisdom.
Yes, you have to have the faith that developing mindfulness is beneficial for you. Once you have that faith, then you will have you want to commit yourself to this development. So first you need to have the faith. You have to study from the Buddha or from a noble disciple, because when you listen to the talk, they inspire you to do the practice, to develop mindfulness. But if you listen to a non-enlightened person, sometimes you feel confused after listening to their talks.
Yeah.
Instead of becoming inspired, you're becoming more confused. And you might ask yourself, should I meditate or should I not meditate?
Oh, we don't have to meditate.
So you have to study from an enlightened person. If you cannot find one alive, then you have to rely on the teaching, on the recorded teaching of the Buddha, for instance, from the scripture. I read the four foundations of mindfulness.
Okay. Which is why Buddha said we have to meet the true person. That's the first step, like to walk.
You have to study from the one who knows what he's talking about. If you study from one who doesn't know, then you won't get the right information.
So it's all related. Okay.
That's why we go to school to learn from teachers. You don't learn from people on the street when you see them and talk to them. So you want to learn about Buddhism, enlightenment, you have to learn from the Buddha, Dhamma, or the Sangha, noble disciple. Because they know the stuff. They have discovered, they have found the stuff, the enlightenment. And what they tell you, they have no doubt when they tell you things that they know. And when you listen to them, you feel that confident that they really know, and you can fully commit to what they say, fully believe in what they say. And all you need to do is to prove it, that's all. That's why in the first sentence or first instruction in the 38 auspicious Mangala Sutta, he said, associate with the wise, don't associate with the foolish. The wise is the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
Yeah, it's all related. Huh? Yeah, okay. True person, the wise person,
enlightened person.
Okay. And Ajaan Yoniso Manasikara.
This is, I think, to study or investigate thoroughly or something like that. When you study, when you investigate, you want to do it judiciously.
So that is to develop mindfulness, then samadhi, then wisdom.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Tajan.
Thank you, Tajan.
Do we have anybody else? Yes, that's about it. So we go to Facebook or YouTube or email for more questions.
We have together 5 questions from Facebook this evening. The first 3 questions are from Lee Tekhwa. Hi, Tanajan. Last week you mentioned that when a person passes away, he gets reborn right away, first in the spiritual realm before he gets reborn as a human or an animal. Question number 1, can Tanajan help me understand where this is? Where is this spiritual realm, please?
Well, you have to meditate. Or when you go to sleep, your mind enters into the spiritual realm. It's a dreamland. That's what you do. You do all your dreaming. Spiritual land is a dreamland in which your mind conjure up stories and things for you to experience when you go to sleep or when your body is dead.
The second question, how long will a person stay in this spiritual realm?
Depends on your good and bad karma, how much good or bad karma that you have done. Because then the more bad karma or good karma, then the more time you will be spending in that in the spiritual realm to reap the benefits or pay the cost of your bad karma. And then after that, then you will be, once your good and bad karma has been expired, then you will be ready to take up a new human birth. But then you have to wait, maybe because there might be many spiritual beings waiting to be born. And it depends on how many humans are available to make babies with.
The next question, is it true that in some situations the deceased person can see the living people, but the living people cannot see the deceased person? Thank you, Tanajan.
I don't know, I guess so. It's not important, really.
The next question is from Ku Ching Leong. Tanajan, may I know whether a Sangha without any enlightened being can be considered as a Sangha? Because it is said that the greatest gifts are gifts to the Sangha, greater than that to a Buddha. Thank you.
Well, there are 2 types of Sanghas, enlightened Sangha and non-enlightened Sangha. So it will be more beneficial for you to meet the enlightened Sangha than the non-enlightened Sangha.
And the last question so far is from Simon Wong. Please kindly explain to me what is supra-mundane right view? Real life example, please. Thank you.
Supra-mundane right view.
Yes, supra-mundane right view.
Well, the view that the body doesn't belong to you, that you are not the body. The body is a temporary creation by nature, made from the 4 elements. It's a supra-mundane right view.
That is all, Ka.
Okay. We have a lot of time left tonight. So anybody would like to ask any question, please just go ahead and raise your hand. Okay. Piyao just came in, huh? I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Piyao and Indira.
Yeah, just came in.
Good morning from Toronto, Tanajan. Yes, we had to give my mother breakfast and got a little late, so sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Suanchek raised a beautiful conversation about, I was listening in the car through Facebook, and about the 5 faculties, they call Indriya in Pali. So Indriya is something connected to you, within you, like an organ, right? So Indriya Dharma, it's a faculties, it's okay translation, but I think the Indriya gives you a better, powerful meaning. and it becomes power. You explained it very beautifully, how once it becomes power with supercharge, then mindfulness. Mindfulness being in the center, and the rest of it is balanced by mindfulness. Now, question about mindfulness. Mindfulness is kind of defined as ability to remember. That's not the right mindfulness. It's a part of mindfulness. It's a quality of right mindfulness. So when you do meditation, I believe when you practice samadhi, I think it increases your mindfulness in day-to-day practice as well. Other way around is true. Like when you are day-to-day mindful in everything you do, very hard to keep the mind when you're brushing your teeth, coming, putting your shoes. It's good thing you can do it. It's almost impossible to do all the time. I think we are so used to double tasking, whatever it's called, double, which is a misnomer. So my question is, does it improves your day-to-day mindfulness improves by meditation also, the opposite way?
Well, actually, your meditation is improved by your mindfulness. The more mindfulness you have, the more your meditation will be better. It's not the other way around.
It doesn't support. Okay, that's the question I had.
Mindfulness is the cause for samadhi. Samadhi happens only after you have mindfulness. If you don't have mindfulness, you'll be sitting there restless and agitated and not getting any samadhi.
Yeah, that's true. Because the sati sampajanya is like a feedback of the mindfulness which comes as a result of mindfulness. So you're aware of what's happening around you. Like, is it skillful? Is it unskillful what you're doing? With the unskillful, you'll drop it. Skillful, you continue doing it. So sampajanya is like a helper all the time with mindfulness.
Yes, but I usually translate as being continuously mindful is sampajanya. When you're just, if your mindfulness is still on and off, then this is not sampajanya.
So the virya comes in there, right? So atapi, sampajano, satima, the three qualities of right mindfulness going around and helping your right mindfulness. So atapi is the effort or the virya or virya indriya you put into it. And then you're mindful, and also there is the continuous mindfulness because of the effort you put. So all three has to be there for us to develop right mindfulness. I mean, mindfulness alone, it could be somebody could be trying to kill someone, could be very mindful, like planning to shoot some people in whatever, but that's not right mindfulness. There's no skill, that's unskillful.
Yes. You can use mindfulness to rob a bank, right?
I want to do that. No, not.
Or be a surgeon, like you be a doctor. When you do an operation, you have to be mindful.
Yeah, otherwise you cut the liver, say, oops, I cut the liver.
Ajaan, I have a question. Like, if you're practicing mindfulness and you're very mindful, like you have to be in your day-to-day life also very mindful, right?
Yes.
Well, all the time in your waking hours, from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. Ideally, that's what you have to be developing all the time.
Indy is nudging me, saying, you're not. She's saying, okay. I think she's trying to.
No.
I think that was aimed at me.
No. Ajaan, just wanted to ask.
Okay. And we talk about there's a person who's grieving with a lot of deaths around him. I think I see it all the time in my practice. And death, illness, suddenly this young guy who just had leukemia, son. So the family is all sad. There's a small child, 7 years. He doesn't know, my wife doesn't know how to tell the child that he's got leukemia. So I had to deal with this sometimes difficult situations, but I guess I think the Dhamma helps me a lot to sort through the clutter, to give us the necessary timely speaking, the true, timely and beneficial. So I think Buddha's teachings are amazing that way. There's a lot of the counseling, it helps. The question is, I mean, there was a, I think this similar case came up. Somebody came and asked why I am suffering, why I have dukkha. And Buddha said, I will teach you where you're seated. I think it's called Bahya, but not Bahya, it's different, Bhadraka, Gamini. So he said, I mean, if you, the main cause is like, for example, there's a person who dies next door, and you do, or there are so many people die in this city. Do you cry, or are you sad? Then, and he said, no, why not? That's so unfair. But because I'm not close to them, I'm not attached. So attachment. So when if your son dies, and somebody says your son coming home died, so will you be very sad? He said yes. So what's the difference between the son and the next door neighbor? He said pretty much is attachment. So it's hard for us to see, but when you see it that way, we can see, because we personalize, it's our own, right? If it's someone else, we don't care.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Because even Visakha, one day, she came running to the temple, her hair wet, all, like dressed.
Grandchild.
Yeah, grandchild died. The same thing Buddha said, like, if you hear in the city somebody else's grandchild died, would you be grieving like
No,
this?
I think the question, I think that the teaching was there. Buddha asked, there are so many kids dying in this, there are so many kids in this city. Do you like to have as your own grandchildren? Oh, yes, I love it. I love to have all the children as my grandchildren. But then he said, what about there are 10, 15, 20 people die, then every day, then your hair will be, every day you'll be a wet hair. Then suddenly she, okay, no, I don't want any children in the city.
Yeah, the attachment always brings sorrow. Yes.
Yes, the problem with ordinary people is they have not been informed of death enough. So they forgot death. They thought that is something strange or something, something abnormal.
Yeah. Is it more in the Western culture? Like I guess we hide in I think the Thailand, we see these families when you bring the body home, like even in Sri Lanka, like, I mean, here you go to the funeral parlors, you come home, you forget about, there's more teaching, like we see them at home, old people, sick, dying.
Like I say, it depends on how much information you have been imparted with. If you have more information about the truth, then the less you will be affected when it happens.
Yes. So more exposure.
That's why the Buddha instructed us to constantly remind us of death, our death, and the death of everybody else.
Yeah, these are the 5 things to contemplate. Buddha said, you're a lay person, woman or man. We get old, we get sick, we die. We depart from whatever we like, but one option, the karma. Whatever we do is our own. We have to be responsible.
Yes, if you constantly remember this thing, then when things happen, you can accept it. You don't feel sad because this is like studying the weather beforehand. If you read the weather forecast today, and it's gonna rain today, so when it rains, you don't feel surprised. You say, okay. You actually prepare yourself. You maybe get some umbrellas or some raincoat when you go outside.
So Buddhism is like preparing us for the worst, just in case, and it's more like a prevention. It's already too late if you're not prepared to face with these tragedies in life. But it's over time, our mind is prepared for this. Hopefully, we suffer less.
That's why the goal is to get rid of suffering, the mental suffering. We don't have to suffer at all, but we suffer because we don't want to accept the truth. The truth of anicca, the truth of anatta. You want everything to last forever. You want everything to be under your control, but sometimes they're not under your control, and they don't last forever. When that happens, it causes you dukkha or suffering. But
so it's a nature.
It's a lack of information, lack of knowledge, lack of wisdom.
So more wisdom you input, more reality you input to your mind. It becomes mind. It's like a computer. You are taking out the already program. You reprogram with the truth, like the correct, the reality, and you're now the computer running with a new program, which this is the way it is.
Yes, it's like vaccination. You put a little, a little truth into your body, a little germs into your body. So when you're attacked by a large germ, you will not be affected by it because you have protection. Same way when you contemplate on anicca, dukkha, anatta. So when the things happen, you don't feel anything.
So it's a Dhamma inoculation, Dhamma vaccine.
Dhamma is vaccine, Dhamma medicine to protect your mind from suffering, from dukkha.
Thank you. It's beautiful. Thank you.
It's
Thank you for your teaching.
Very profound. Thank you so much, Ajaan.
You're welcome. We still have lots of time left here. Do we have any newcomer? Let me see. Not yet, huh? Oh, one.
We don't have
Ryan. Okay, Ryan.
Good evening, Ajaan. It was nice to see you a week ago.
Yes, it's good to see you too.
Just not much of a question, but also just a comment on what I was hearing, which is the sense of urgency in our practice. Is it something that we should cultivate?
Yes, because we don't know when our time will be up. See? So we should not take things slowly or easily, too slowly. We are racing against time right now because we don't know whether we'll live tomorrow or not.
I think I'm quite lacking in that, because if I was really, really urgent, I would just go and ordain already. But the fact that I'm still here means that I'm not urgent.
If you want to be urgent, the Buddha said you have to think of death every day, all the time. And when you breathe out, when you don't breathe in, you die. When you breathe in and you don't breathe out, you die. Just think like this all the time. Then you'll have a sense of urgency. Then I don't know when I'm going to stop breathing, right? But when we don't think, we assume we're going to live forever. We're going to go on living like this for a long time. But people who die today, they thought like this also. They think like this. But they didn't think that they were going to die today, right? Nobody think that they will die today. But it can happen. But if you think ahead of time, when you die, you will not be afflicted with suffering. And it also give you a sense of urgency to do what is really needed to be done, and don't do anything that you don't need to do. Right now, you're doing things that you don't need to do. What you need to do, you don't do. You're going after wealth. You're going after pleasure. This is not something you should be doing. It doesn't help you at all. It doesn't help your mind to get rid of your suffering. Only the practice of the Buddha, the practice as taught by the Buddha, is the one will be useful for your mind, will protect or save your mind from suffering. So you should change your attitude toward life, toward what you do.
I think in my case, Ajaan, I'm quite held back because I'm the only child. So I wonder how will I take care of my mother if, let's say, I ordain.
What if you die before she dies? Who's gonna take care of her?
Oh, then I wouldn't have a choice because I wouldn't be around.
Okay, same thing. When you ordain, you don't have a choice. but actually you can still help her. The Buddha allows us to feed our parents from the food that we collect on alms round. Ajahn Mahabua got his mother to stay in the monastery and became a nun. But you can still look after your parents, but in a different way. Yeah, if you ordain, then you get them to ordain with you and live in the monastery. And then you can look after them that way.
I brought my mom to see you, Ajahn, so she was able to see you as well. She's not actually Buddhist, so it's not very easy, but I think it's a work in progress. So
Yes.
yes.
If you're really serious or committed to the practice, then nothing can stop you. But if you're not, then there will be all types of excuses to prevent you from ordaining. Look at the Buddha. He had a son, he had a wife, he had a princely life, and he gave it all up for the sake of the practice to get rid of the suffering, of the mental suffering that he had. So it depends on how much you want to practice. If you don't have enough to practice, then there'll be reason or excuses for you not to do it.
You're right, Ajahn. I'm quite distracted at this point. I think just too distracted with worldly things. Thank you, Ajahn. I'll take it back to contemplate further.
Yeah, just keep contemplating on that every day until it becomes real to you and say, hey, I could die tomorrow, I could die today. So what am I doing now? You ask yourself. I should be doing something that is really beneficial for me rather than for the defilement of the body.
I took the chance to read a bit more of your biography because they were giving it out during the session. So I saw how you practice even as a lay person, which is very admirable. I don't feel like I have the ability to replicate that as a lay person, but perhaps one day I might follow your footsteps closer.
Yeah. See, I saw the problem and I saw the solution. So I went after the solution right away. Before I had the problem, but I didn't know how to solve it until I studied the Buddha's teaching. And he taught the way to stop the problem, the mental suffering that we suffer because of aging, sickness, and death, and separation. Okay.
I haven't seen the problem so clearly yet, so
yeah, you have to contemplate on aging, sickness, death, and separation, and you start to see your problem. Like the Buddha, when he saw an old person, a sick person, and a dead person, that really pushed him to see the real problem within himself. So he wants to find a way to escape from this or solve this problem, not to be affected by aging, sickness, or death, or separation.
you're right, Ajahn. When I came back, I watched this movie, The Little Buddha, with my mother, and it showed the Buddha's life. So to me, it's absolutely incredible how being such a prince, wealthy person could have everything he wants, and yet he gave everything up. So
because he wants to solve his problems, his mental problem.
Okay, thank you.
But the way you solve your mental problem is when you feel sad, you go on a holiday, and you stop your sadness temporarily. But after you come back a few days later or weeks, the same old sadness will come back again.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I came back from Thailand and I got back straight to work. So yeah, it's a recent experience for me.
Okay.
Thank you, Tan Ajahn.
All right. Anybody else would like to add any comment or ask any question? You are welcome to.
Belinda.
Belinda. You have to use your microphone.
Tan Ajahn, we talk about your biography, and I remember reading when you have opportunity to be in seclusion, but not yet Sangha. You mentioned that when you friends visited or you met up with friends, and after the separation, the feeling was you felt worse off, like very unease. So I have currently opportunity to be in seclusion, and friends visited me today, and I experienced what you say, like I just after many quiet days, and then the meetup and the separation, it just like unease. So
Yes, it's better not to meet up with anybody. You might get happy when you meet up with them, but when they leave you, then you feel more sadder than before.
and it is also very maybe the worst like challenging when I meet friends who are not yet doing what I'm doing, and then at the same time myself is not strong in mindfulness, so I'm unsure like how to strike the balance, like not going too extreme at this point. Like
Well, there's no extreme in not contacting anybody. It's the path. Part of the path is not to have any contact with anybody. You have to sever all your contact with other people. If you want to have no obstacle in your path, then you have to disconnect your contact with everybody.
But what I have now is also like favor from friends who are kind friends now. Friends who are still they're working very hard, down to earth people, making money. While I'm on another spectrum. I'm not quite like the desire for money and all that is I'm not entirely like moving out to. I'm stuck in between, Tan Ajahn. So
You're stuck because you don't want to get out. That's all. If you want to get out,
the mind imprison the own mind, and yes, I see the mind. It's the own mind that is trapped within the own mind.
you're still attached to your old way of living.
Yes.
So if you cannot sever this attachment, then you will not be able to go on the path. Like the Buddha, he has to leave the palace and go far away where no one could follow him or contact him. Nobody knew where he went after he left the palace.
Had
they know where he went, then they would follow him and try to drag him back.
Friends were suggesting that I should probably going out somewhere new or change new environment to restore. But I have gift that I may be able to visit Tan Ajahn somewhere in January. Hopefully, if all condition works out. So at this point, I feel I'm very caught up by the kilesa. I'm trying to stay peaceful. I was trying to manage the anxiety.
Yes. You have to contemplate on anicca a lot. If If you see everything as anicca, then it will be easy for you to detach, to cut off. But you don't see them as anicca, then you still want to cling to them. So this is the first first priority, to teach your mind anicca, see everything as impermanent, everything is temporary. Okay.
So for now, I plan as it's not very far planning. Like sometimes can be just a day, what to do within today, and I have a small goals to plan to just move on like that. So Ajahn, you suggest when we say not associate with fools, I reckon fools are people who don't keep precepts, people who are still in worldly world. Are they considered fools, Ajahn? Or are they
Yes,
just
according to the Buddha's, the Dhamma teaching, people who doesn't know anything about the Dhamma is considered to be ignorant, foolish. If the people who go after the four material possession, money, wealth, status, honor, and sensual pleasure, these are considered these people are considered to be ignorant or foolish.
even though they are very kind.
This doesn't matter. This doesn't concern whether they're good or bad. It's just talking about their being knowledgeable or not. Because if you hang around with them, then they want to encourage you to do the same thing that they do. So make more money, go and find some sensual pleasure. They want to tell you to go to the monastery to meditate. Yeah. But if you meet up with the Buddha or his noble disciple, they will say, go to meditate, keep the precept. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Anybody else?
Parajita.
Okay, Parajita.
Yeah, I was just listening and something came to mind. Often the word virya is used for energy, but looking at all our situations, I think it could also be courage, like the courage to leave stuff or the courage to see, I have the capacity. Because you don't know, like we haven't felt the peace that deeply. So for us to take that leap is perhaps a lack of courage somewhere, and developing that to say, courage is with fear, right? So I have the fear, but I still go ahead, is perhaps a better way of looking at virya rather than just saying, I'm putting in energy, I'm putting in energy.
Well, it's a precursor to your virya. You first need to have the knowledge to know that this is something that you want to do. Once you have that, then you will then be able to put in your exertion, put in your effort. So it's the word virya here means action, really. That's what it means. I want you to get into action, to do something, not just to sit down and talk about it like we're talking now. We should all go and meditate right now instead, for instance. But we cannot go yet because we don't know, we don't have the courage, or we don't have the conviction. So we have to study to get the conviction. Once we have the conviction, then we'll be ready to do the action. Yes, but it's just I guess it's something that goes together. I guess courage and action. If you're afraid, then you won't do any. You won't get into any action. but it's the action that we really want. Is you have to put in the effort to produce the result. Courage alone doesn't give you the result. You still have to do the action. You still have to meditate. You still have to go live alone. So this is what it means. Viriya means to do the action, to do the work that you need to do. But if you say courage is part of it, it's fine. But I never thought of it that way, that's all. But if it's something that can help you to put you into action, that's okay.
Just a thought came so
Yeah, it's okay. Because the Dhamma is quite flexible, really, it's not really fixed.
Okay.
For each individual, the one word might mean different thing to another person.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your input. Anything anybody else would like to comment or ask any more questions?
No.
Okay, Pia.
Thank you for giving me another opportunity. Ajaan, the word urgency came up with the discussion with another participant. I mean, it's I would say it is like apamada, like maybe the Buddha used the term apamada or sangvega even, so apamada, Buddha said, is something like a elephant's footprint, like all other footprints can be put to this footprint. It's like very important. Apamado amatapada. So my question is like, there actually a sutra came into my mind called urgent duties of a farmer. So the Buddha said there are 3 urgent duties of a farmer. First, when it rains, you have to make sure the water retains. So you put the walls around it, like with clay, and then you collect the water, and then you sow the seeds, and you just wait. You can't just say tomorrow I want the crops or day after. In a week, it has to take time. So it's the same way Buddha said, Sila, Samadhi, Prajna. Sila is morality. Samadhi, as you know, is a concentration or stillness, and Prajna will arise. Once you put those 3 components, we just have to wait. You can't say, I want to be enlightened tomorrow. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, these are the work that you have to do in order for enlightenment to happen. Without sila, without samadhi, without wisdom, you will not be able to gain enlightenment. So enlightenment isn't something you can just pull out of thin air. You need to develop sila, you need to develop samadhi, you need to develop wisdom in order for you to become enlightened. But you have to have the urgency, not complacency. You say, oh, I can wait till tomorrow. I wait till I get older. Right now, I'm still, I still have a lot of time.
More time.
Yeah, I want to do some more enjoyment, enjoy the world more. And this is procrastinating, really. That's what it is. Don't procrastinate, the Buddha said. Do what you have to do and finish your work before your time might run out before you even know it. Because our life isn't the same. When we're gonna die, we don't know. Yeah. So that's what the sense of urgency means.
Like a turban on fire or a hair on fire. Buddha said, just
it's like you're on a hot seat. No, you cannot sit down comfortably. You have to get up and do your work.
That's a good metaphor. Yeah, the heating seat is burning. You just have to get up.
And in order for your seat to be hot, you have to contemplate on anicca.
Yes, and also about parents, I think there was a question from the same person. I guess it's kind of hard, Buddha said, to repay your parents. Even if you carry your parent on your shoulders for 100 years, you can never repay what they have done for you. So, I mean, but there is a way. What they said, if you instill Saddha, Sila, Sutta, Tyaga, Prajna, that is morality. Saddha is the faith. Sila is the morality. Sutta is the knowledge. Tyaga is donation or generosity. And Prajna is wisdom. So if you can instill these five, in a way, somewhere you don't have to become a monk or even as a layperson. I think you have repaid your debt to your parent. What are your thoughts?
You have to become enlightened in order for you to instill these qualities in them. Like the Buddha, when he became enlightened, he went to contact his mother and taught her the Dhamma until she became a Sotapanna. So you need to become enlightened first in order to really actually pay off your debt. Yeah. Otherwise, you will not be able to pay off your debt by just
so it's not a bad
idea. Them just a material comfort. Yeah.
So it's not a bad idea to become, if you want to become a monk, come in like.
Yeah, Ajaan Mahabhu became a monk, and then eventually his mother became a nun, following him to stay in the monastery. And I think he taught her until she might have become enlightened herself. I don't know.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Even here, Ottawa, like Ajahn Viradhammo, I think took care of the mom for a long time before she died, and he came back to the monastery. Yeah.
I think people just use the excuses to look after their parents, when actually they only spend more time looking after themselves and seeking their sensual pleasure than really looking after their parents. Like you, how much time you spend looking after your parents? You still go after your own pursuit, you pursue your own happiness.
Happiness, yeah. You're right.
Not too much. Most of the time, it's consumed.
You only help them or look after them when they cannot do it themselves. That's all. But otherwise, if they can look after themselves, they don't want to bother you anyway, right?
No, that's true.
Yeah, but Tanajan, it's your parami too. Like, I mean, sometimes all these things like your karma, your parami, all those things also matter. Like, some now I know in Thailand, these monasteries, people ordain and they walk the path, but some people ordain and they live just like lay people. So sometimes even as lay people, if we try our best to live by Dhamma, I think, till we can. Isn't it, I think that, is that okay too?
Yeah, do as much as you can under your present capacity. But you want to advance. If you want to advance, improve, then you have to do more and more.
Yeah.
Or you can stay in the same grade, stay in kindergarten, and not expect to move up to other classes.
Yep. But is it? I mean, of course, Buddha's time was different, right? I mean, there is a Chitta, Guhapati, or like there are some even advanced stages of enlightenment as a layperson, right? And Visakha, I mean, there are a few lay examples, but there are probably few far apart. But monks have a better opportunity because of seclusion and less burden
and the time,
on the
and
household
the time,
life.
and the time to do the practice.
Yeah, I think because especially in forest tradition, like the Ajahns, but I think you have to choose where you want to ordain to. That's also important.
Because you're choosing a teacher. When you ordain, then you have to stay with that teacher for at least 5 years first.
Yeah, so you have to choose wisely and also take time without rushing in, I guess, right? Then you have to observe the teacher. I think Buddha gave some instruction how to choose a teacher in one of the suttas. You stay with them, observe them, Anyway, I'll let you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wisdom. Theruvan Saranai.
Okay. Well, Should I continue or should I call the meeting to an end? We actually have another 12 minutes left. Sulan?
Yes.
Okay, you just came in, Sulan.
Hello, Ajahn. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to see you, Sura. I thought you might not have come in tonight.
Oh, yes, coming. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Hasn't been feeling well the past few days.
Mm.
Yeah.
Consider it to be normal. To get sick is normal. Not to get sick is abnormal. Yeah.
Mm.
Everybody gets sick, right? So there's nothing to worry about. We all get sick.
That's true. Yeah. I think I was a bit paranoid, thinking is it COVID? Is it not? And testing. Very silly. Yeah.
Okay. How is your condition now? Better?
Yes. Yeah, better.
Okay.
Just very tired and then not very productive. Yeah.
Can you go to work?
I still work. Yeah, I work from home.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Then today I also went to fetch my niece. Yeah, because her family side also, some of them have COVID. So I have to go and fetch her from school. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You still have infection in Singapore, COVID infection?
I'm not down with COVID, but a few of my friends are. Yeah. So more and more common. So could be because people are traveling and then they catch COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably a cause for it.
But it's not alarming. It's considered like ordinary cold now, right? When you catch COVID.
Oh yeah, Ajahn, I saw your post, your Facebook post about not you said about the part where we don't have to keep wanting for more things. If we don't crave for more things, then we have less suffering.
That's right. If you crave, then you have to go look for what you crave for. If you don't crave, then you don't have to go look for anything. You can just be still and happy.
No.
If you crave, then you have to go look for what you crave for. And then you want more. After you get what you want, then you have more craving. Then you have to keep going chasing after more things. And you can stop craving, then you will not have to go chasing after anything. You can just be doing nothing and happy at the same time.
Yeah,
isn't that
it's
better
true.
than to have craving?
Yeah, it's a good reminder. And also, just nice, the Double 11 sales, it just passed. And it's very apt that you give that sharing on Facebook post. Yeah.
Okay, is that all?
Oh, yeah, that's all. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, if nobody else would like to ask any question, I will have to call this meeting to a close, if you don't mind. Okay, thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting is beneficial to you and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you,
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณ
Bye bye.
พี่บอยครับ
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.